Lost in the mists of time, this rare collection of audio recordings from a bygone era was discovered in an eccentric old man's pocket. For in that pocket was a box, and in that box were cases, and in those cases were a collection of tapes. Handwritten, but yet not written in hand, they were written in ink. Today we have selected the Series 1 finale of The Night Gordon. If you've been following the story, you know that Samuel Gordon and his assistant Blennermore are in a spot of bother, as they have been knocked unconscious at Dolly Dreckelhuber's Ace of Fives Emporium. Can they and the show survive? It's episode 6 of The Night Gordon, and this is Fallout.
You might not be done just yet. You may remember me saying these very words to Samuel Gordon a few weeks ago in a slightly different voice. And you may remember me saying that last bit to Blennermore in a slightly similar voice. I also said it was just a bit of fun, so you may think I was a slightly different person. Now I'm about to start saying some brand new stuff. This is Valanus Danlot, and welcome to Valanus Danlot's The Night Gordon, without Samuel Gordon. Samuel and Blennermore have taken a well-earned break. So I will start by stepping into the host chair for this evening. Let's start off with loads of stuff. Dan, Spaniel, Vance, Conrad, lots of ads, all that lark. Dan Spaniel, speak. Now.
I'm here, standing with a pain in my back, between the statue of a bear with goat's feelings and the jawbone of a three-toed horse. And it was here, just 14 miles there, that violence occurred. Sudden, sharp, shady, sensible violence. So it is here that I get into my car, here, to drive to the violence there. We are now here at the dare where violence occurred. It was in this bush where savagery broke out. We heard reports of this late last night, but didn't want to get embroiled, so we waited till morning, ages after it had finished. You know, for the safekeeping of me. Well, what's that noise? There might be some violence left. Let's have a look. Ah, yes, there's a straggler still being attacked. Let's get a quick word. Hello, which one of you is being subjected to violence?
Oh, that would be me.
Oh, what was that, a haymaker?
You know your punches.
And how long are you under attack?
What time is it now? Phew, 7 hours?
Just over the 7 hours, yeah.
And what's, why?
See, he can't seem to get the upper hand of me, and I can't get the lower hand of him. So we're stuck in this sort of time warp of a stalemate where the attacker can't overcome his victim.
Attacker? Pardon me, attacker. May I have a quick word?
Of course you can, yeah.
Sorry to bother you. You're a busy man.
No. It's all right. All this attacking, it can wear you out. So it's nice to take a breather.
And have you a plan of action from here, or have you exhausted your entire thuggish repertoire?
No, because I think I have him finally worked out. When I feign left and punch with right, he adapts and hops left. But if I can fool him into thinking I'm hitting right, but actually hit left, he'll essentially leap into my punch, rendering him very hurt.
Well, it sounds like a hell of a plan. Good luck with the violence.
Thank you.
Hopefully, folks, this will put an end to the violence once and for all. So let's see how this plays out. Ooh, failing left. Okay, going for the right punch as outlined. Attacker going right, not left, and hits the attacker with an almighty strike. Good lord! It's as if he somehow knew what was going to happen.
You idiot. This is all your fault. I meant to be the attacker. But look at me now. I'm really a goner. Oh,
How was this my fault?
you made me tell you what I was about to do. He obviously heard the attackee and has adapted to my attacker. You must come here. Come here.
No, it's your attack. I'll let you get on with it. Well, folks, what a turn up for the books. The attacker wasn't even able to overcome his victim. What an underminement! Violence can come back to bite you when you least expect it. Just when you think you've it all worked out, you can be caught with a sucker. Ah! My toenails! My lower nose! Back to you in the studio!
Don't come back to me. Go to the next thing.
It's Vance Conrad and Ray Husky here, and you join us live pitchside for the swimming final. Sorry, have I the right notes? Grass swimming, is it?
Maybe we were given the wrong directions.
Yes, we were actually. The pool is in fact behind us. We'll just swivel around, and here we are.
I might be a bit late. My chair won't swivel.
I'll just lift it and turn it so that it's facing the pool.
I'd love to, but it's well to do.
In that case, you'll just have to face the opposite direction and guess what's happening.
Right you are.
And I've swiveled at the perfect time. You didn't, Ray, as you can't turn at all. While Bruno there in lane 1, he won bronze in Tokyo by mistake. He meant to win gold. In lane 2, we have Victor Pendragon. He's 28 now. He would, of course, be 30 if this event was being held 2 years from now. In lane 3, there's Clover Dufftester, known, of course, for having huge hands like a fish.
Yes, massive hands altogether, I'd say.
In lanes 4 and 5, we have the Rottigan twins, Jack and Jeff. No one can tell them apart, including me.
And me, probably.
Oh yes, and we have one triplet in 6. In lane 7 is Harry Crabson, who took a huge bronze in his last competition, which was a bit unfair as he only finished 5th. And in 8 we have Martin Selkirk, in the feathers and closest to my voice. Ray?
I'm really looking forward, hearing forward to what will happen here. It's a strong field in the water, and there'll only be a twist of a chair in it, I'd imagine.
And they're under starter's orders. Oh, and they're off! Straight away, it's one of the Rottigan twins that takes the lead. Is it Jack or Jeff? It's impossible to tell.
It's Jack. I'd know that stroke anywhere. Is what I'd be saying if I could see it.
It's Victor Pendragon in lane 2 and second. Not just second because he's in lane 2, you understand. And he's keeping an eye on Clover Dufftester in 3, who can't or won't reciprocate the observance as he has decided to swim in blinkers. Speaking of not seeing, what can you see? Oh my God, there's so much happening here, so much action. What can you not see right now, Rado?
I love the way I can't see what's going on at all right now, Vance. It really adds to the excitement. It's lane 8 that we need to be listening to. Selkirk in the feathers. Helps him to swim as good as any bird, alive or dead.
And before we reach the business end of this race, what's happening on your side?
It's a horse race, actually, and they're well and truly underway. The favourite, number 2, Tim, has taken the lead in the swimming trunks. I wonder if there's some sort of a wardrobe mix-up with...
Oh, there isn't time, as we reach the business end suddenly, and they're all practically level. It's neck and neck, and neck and neck, and neck and neck, and neck and neck, as they race water-wise. And it looks like Clove Dufftester is gaining a slight advantage. Maybe those blinkers are paying off after all. But what's this? It's the horse, Tim in the trunks, that's now passing them all out. It's Tim from Clover Dufftester as they swap uniforms back with each other. What a dramatic end! What start!
And it's also Tim here that looks to be taking victory in the Willow Banklet Stakes. But now, a man in blinkers is swimming up the track and making great ground. It's got to be the one and only Clover Dufftester. It looks like a draw to me, but to me, and I should finally get to see something, so I should know. Yes! It's got to be a Stewart's Inquiry. It's just got to be. So we got the Stewart Inquiry and Ernie Bad Badger and the swimming cap and goggles.
And I'm afraid that there isn't time to wait for the result, as it's straight over to the news with Duncan Fluff.
Yes, that's right. It's Duncan Fluff here. First with all the headlines. Privet Hedge gets 10 years for manslaughter. Stuffed fox escapes through the bars of Chesterfield Zoo. Just. Football match abandoned when coin won't toss. And 83% of farmers believe they should have the right to bear arms. They would also like the legs of a horse and the flappy red things on their heads that hens have. I've been Duncan Fluff, and these news headlines were sponsored by Royston Bay Cigarettes. Yes, that's right, folks. Royston Bay Smooth Cigarettes, the #1 cigarette of 1934. Smoke Roystons or your money back. And now, after that ad, here's loads more ads. For instance, at Dolly Dreckelhuber's Ace of Fives Emporium, they serve only the finest of beers and spirits, such as Hunter's Brew. By implementing a unique technique of chasing down and scaring the living daylights out of the barley prior to killing it thrice, it releases a heady brew of sumptuous golden goodness. Or another Ace of Fives favourite, Benson's Beer. Take it away, ads.
Benson's Distillery are proud to be in exclusive partnership with Dolly Dreckelhuber's Ace of Fives Emporium. Benson's are brewers of some of the finest whiskies and beers this side of the seven seas. A layabout by trade, Charles Benson was kicked up the bum by his father at a young age and joined a merchant ship. Travelling to far-flung locations, he discovered exotic grains and spices. Infused in a vat of his own thinking, the unique taste of Benson's beer was born. Now, over half a century later, Benson's have asked me to be in an ad telling you about this for money. Benson's Distillery is proud sponsors of the Drink and Drive initiative. Take the tension away from driving with this relaxing taste of the exotic. That's Benson's Beers. Ask my name.
And here's another ad. This time it's whiskey. Now this whiskey...
Wished up a while, Letchy. It's Bill the Brannigan here, and I have another tale to tell.
If you ever find yourself wandering home late at the rural byroads of Ireland, I'd keep an eye out for what's going on at all times,
Even if nothing at all is going on. But when darkness descends, all queer and unusual occurrences can occur. Now, Umbrashtix Hogan was fond of a drink and loved his cards. He'd be out most nights drinking his drinks and playing his cards, but rarely did he do it the other way around. No, he could lay his hand on any Bible and swear that he never gulped down a single card in all his life. This particular night, Umbrashtix was ecstatic. He was jolly from the drink as it was, but didn't he have one of those unusual nights where he won all around him? Every hand dealt was a winner. Every decision he made was the right one. It was well after midnight when he bounded out the door of the pub, and although his pockets were heaving with coins, as he set out into the night, he felt as light as a feather. The moon was bright and full and hung low in the sky. As such, he had no need of a lantern. He kept two with him anyway. Up the bendy bridge he went, along the straight bridge, across the wooden humpback bridge. But as he stepped off, he took a bit of a tumble, and down the embankment he fell. He righted himself, then wronged himself, but quickly rerighted himself. He stood, and there in front of him was a bridge he'd never seen before. It glistened in the moonlight, and it seemed to float over the stream, suspended by nothing. That's strange, thought Umbrashtix. I never knew nothing could hold up something. Even in his merry state, his coordinates were intact, and he knew that this bridge would take him in the direction of home. On he stepped, and was soon out the other side, but he then found himself in a forest he never remembered being in before, or since. The moon's light was shining through the foliage, lighting his path, when all of a sudden he noticed a flit in the corner of his eye, a dart, a sort of movement. Then he noticed another on the left-hand side, then nothing, then something, a few more nothings, then a rustle of a something through the undergrowth. Someone now is after hearing my coins jangling and wants me to part ways with them, thought Umbrashtix. The man who told me this story is not given to wild tales and swears that this story is true. From the shadows emerged 14 moorhens. They had in their possession a slip of paper. One moorhen stepped forward, Porrick, I believe his name was, and began to speak. He offered to Umbrashtix what was written on the slip of paper for all the coins in his pockets.
Umbrashtix couldn't believe his ears and thought that the drink had much more of effect on him than he first realised. As the moorhens had surrounded him in an ominous way, he thought it best to agree to the exchange. Coin after coin tumbled out of his pockets, and the moorhens ran around at an alarming rate, piling them into a big canvas sack. But what was written on the slip of paper? Only the recipe for the finest whiskey the world has ever known, and the one that now proudly displays Umbrashtix Hogan's name. Moorhens Irish Whiskey. Oh, be Jesus, no, they actually got him there too. Jeez, they made the right names of him altogether. And what did the moorhens need the coins for, you may wonder? I haven't a clue. Ismisha Bill the Brannigan. Lana Walya.
When only the finest of fine malt whiskies will do, it's time for moorhens. Moorhen's full-bodied flavour will make you feel like a dandering duck in a wandering wagon. When you've had a tough day peddling door to door, wrestling quails, or even selling jockey sedatives to burnt-out acrobats, reach for that bottle of moorhens. But that's not quite enough. You'll have to drink some too. For when you do, that smooth, burning sensation will be sure to singe your cares away. Sip it, glug it, pander to it. We accept all these methods, but gurgling is not permitted. That's not us saying it. That's Victor Moorhen himself, and he should know. His granduncle's brothers run the company. So sit back and have some quiet time. Just you and your bottle of Moorhen's malt whiskey. And maybe some friends if you're having some over, or a reunion up to 7 other events even. Especially bars, but especially Dolly Dreckelhuber's Ace of Fives Emporium. Take control and let the Moorhen lead the way. For a sip of Moorhen's is a sip of whiskey. Not just any whiskey. Moorhen's. Moorhen's malt whiskey. Burn your throat the Moorhen way with Moorhen's. M for malt, M for majestic, M for moorhens. 3 M's make moorhens.
That's it. Time's up. We've locked up for the night. I'm out on the street here and I'm off to a prior engagement. And that's the end of our series 1 of the Night Warden. See you in the future, perhaps?
What's happened, sir?
We're after getting hit on the head, knocked out, and now we're tied up here. Most likely in the basement of Dolly Dreckelhuber's.
Valinus hit us on the head. Are we done for?
My theory is that we aren't. That Valley only did it so that we wouldn't get embroiled in the diamond heist and tied us up here for safekeeping.
But why tie us up, sir?
In case you forget, Blennermore, Dolly Dreckelhuber's is surrounded by water.
Yes, sir. And? Oh, something just moved in the corner of the room. There's a cage over there. There's someone in it.
Who imprisons there?
A coos land amongst the cages.
Causland Daly? Why are you trapped here? It was only us that got caught.
I've been trapped here since the end of episode 3, when I was attacked by all those boys. The Sullivans heard I was back in town, thought I was scoping out Dreckelhuber's.
And were you snooping around?
I don't know if you'd call it snooping, but yes, I would call it snooping. Right after the bee attack, I went snooping to make myself feel better. I knew they were up to no good, and lo and behold, the good they were up to was non-existent.
What do you mean? It looks like a lovely place. You know, apart from being tied up and captured.
And the plot to steal a priceless artifact. And the fact that it's run by the Dalton Sullivan and Sullivans, a known criminal organisation. And the fact that it's run illegally. And even the fact that it's built on an island which doesn't seem to be governed by any law.
Okay, but besides the robbery plots, run by criminals, kidnappings, illegal behaviour, what made you think they were up to no good?
During my time in Tibet, I developed a sixth sense.
You mean sense, a sixth sense?
That's exactly what I don't mean. O means scent. I can hear by smell, see by smell, touch by smell, taste by smell, and at a push, smell by smell. But now I can cozen my way in and sense by smell. A sixth sense, if you will, by smell.
So what did you sniff out?
Hunter's brew boyer. Scaring the barley causes a highly addictive chemical to be released, causing the drinker to crave it again and again, and even again and again, and again.
I took a sip earlier, but it was only a little drop.
Even a sip is a sip too much.
Will I be okay?
I think there's bigger fish to fry right now, Mr. Gordon.
I know what fish you're out to fry, Blennermore.
So sorry, sir.
Causland, if you sniffed out that much, maybe you sniffed out more much. Who's behind it all?
A quick cozeling amongst the cozelings revealed to me that the ringleader is... You know him as...
Valinas! Thank God you're here, Valley. Get us out of here and we'll be sure to catch the perpetrators. Bring them to justice and get our partnership back on track. I'm here. I'm afraid I haven't been entirely honest with you, Mr. Gordon. My name is actually an anagram. No way. This cannot be. Valinas Danlot, you're Lunislav Naldat? Not quite. Sorry. It's you're Lilvanus Tonlad. Wrong again, I'm afraid. No, don't tell me. It's been. Don't tell. No way. It's been you all along. Dal not Solnavli. No. Nald Dalton Salton Dolivan.
No, sir, just switch the letters around.
What do you think I've been trying to do for the last 10 minutes, Blennermore?
Sorry, sir.
A bit of help would be appreciated.
Of course.
We're not even on air now, and I'm still having to say all the stuff. The day I finally run out of stuff to say is the day you'll have to run out of stuff not to say.
I just mean the first two letters. Salton Dullivan, Dalton Sullivan.
At your service, and I'm afraid I'm not your knight in shining armour. We have designs on controlling the entire entertainment sphere, and with just a good bit more funding, we'll be the top dog in the city before we set our sights further afield. Radio-wise, I already hold a majority stake on your very show. That's not worth the paper it's printed on. It's worth the paper it's printed on, but nothing more.
What do you mean by a good bit more funding?
Well, you heard the plot yourself. We plan to rob the diamond from the Brongalunian Museum.
How on earth do you plan to rob it? It's the most guarded artifact in the world, and is housed in a glass container 6 inches thick.
As you will never see beyond these four walls, I will take some glee in explaining my ingenious plan. Yes, the diamond is heavily guarded, but you haven't considered our secret weapon, the Noftarian Nightingale herself, Lola de Marquet. What's she going to do? Sing to the diamond?
She may well cozeling it amongst the cozelings.
She will sing. Oh, she'll sing. She will sing and serenade and bewitch the guards, entrance them. Then, put the guards down and their guard down, and only then will she sing in such a register that the glass, the 6-inch thick case which houses the glorious gem, will smash to bits. Johnny Lightning flies in, plucks the diamond from its housing, and we make our fortune.
That's me, I'll be making my fortune too.
How do you think you'll get away with this? By doing it, Mr. Gordon. By simply doing it. Now, if I just twist this valve here, you'll see the lovely river water start to flow in and begin to fill this basement. You have roughly 10 minutes, gentlemen, before you are completely submerged, with no means of escape. I'll watch the first couple of minutes. Lowry McCabe, what is the meaning of your floating in here like this?
See, I hitched a ride on the back of the boy, the champion swimmer, Dover Clough Duster. Boy, can he swim?
Come to join your friends in a watery grave?
In fact, quite the opposite, really.
A feathery hill?
A feather isn't the opposite of water.
With every sentence you utter, I am reminded of how much I despise you. Can't keep you waiting, must dash. Farewell, gentlemen.
Not so fast!
Who are you now all of a sudden, and how did you get in here?
On the back of the mighty horse swimmer extraordinaire, him.
And why did you, a jumped-up snigget, believe you can stop me? I know him. He's the person who was being attacked in the Dan Spaniel piece. His name is, Attack...
Yes, that's correct. The person who got attacked. Attackee.
He can't get the lower hand of anyone during a fight and therefore cannot be beaten. Plus, he's on a horse.
You believe that you have us trapped, Sullivan, but it's in fact the opposite.
So we're on a sailboat?
Sailboat isn't the opposite. Trapped. No, we have put the wheels in motion some time ago.
Of the sailboat? I don't have time for sailboats. All the people I hate most in the world under one river. Now I really must leave this time and continue my heinous plot. If you and your horse can excuse me, please, while I still have the upper hand.
See, no one gets the upper hand of me due to me never getting the lower hand of anyone.
You're not going anywhere, Sullivan. As I was saying, Samuel Gordon and I have been plotting since way back in episode number 3.
Yeah, this goes way back.
Knowing I had a seething hatred for you, I watched with much interest a few years ago when Corzan almost uncovered your shady schemes.
He's correct. I almost decoselanded you a few years ago, but you used my own one weakness against me, botanical warfare. When you sent me summer flowers in the completely wrong sizing, I was left reeling amongst the coastlands. Topped off with a beating, of course.
What me and my kin did was simply to protect our assets. How were we supposed to know that beating him to a pulp would cause him to flee? I mean, we knew well, but you never truly know with these beatings. You need to stop pretending that you've won. Stop explaining things. We're the ones that know what's going on. Take it away, Larry.
You see, the plan was to bring the old man, me, for example, on the show, pretend that I got my head stuck in a tire, to cause a big ruckus that would go far and wide. You'd hear me on the show saying that I'd sue him, and that would draw you out to work against me.
The fact that he actually did get his head stuck in a tire was an unbelievable coincidence. It actually added a hint of realism.
A hint? A hint? I nearly had head failure.
Yes. In case that didn't work, we knew that bringing back Causland definitely would. You danced like a fiddle on an elbow, an elbowed fiddle, a fiddler being elbowed.
A fiddler's elbow, sir?
I'm fine for now, thanks, Blennermore. That's a lovely story, but while you were yapping, I pressed this hidden button. 6 of my best men are currently rushing to my rescue. Nice try, but while you get submerged, I'll be emerged successful again, and the Sullivan Empire continues to expand.
Well, while I was hitching a ride on the back of this champion swimmer, not 6, but 7 of the finest policemen also hopped aboard the other swimmers and have infiltrated this establishment, arresting all before them.
Well, still, I can get the finest lawyers in the land, far better than you, McCabe. You have no proof whatsoever.
Except that we do. I have left my microphone on this whole time. This entire event has been broadcast across the airways, Mr. Dalton.
On the Night
On the Night
Gordon
with Samuel Gordon.
Only I say it, Blennermore.
Oh.
On the Night Gordon with Samuel Gordon. You'll pay for this, Samuel Gordon. And you, Larry McCabe. And especially you, Causland Daly. And you, Attackee, Blennermore, Dan Spaniel, Vance Conrad, Ray Husky, Duncan Fluff, and Bill O'Dobranigan. Zero Reed, Buddy Grobblebuck, Johnny Clapperhead, Buck Lazarus, Arthur Biggleton, Jessup Jenkins, Walter de Bromhuzzard, Thompson Wording, Hetty Lavelle, Rand Toughlin, Rick Clayton, Santo, Crinto, Norman Penpipe, Bob McGoblin, Larry Hawkes, Gilbert Goddard, Bixby Harrison, Barney Plippers.
What about me? I'm bloody still here as well, waiting for my revenge upon. Oh, and to get my book signed as well. Oh, bloody hell. How'd I end up here at the end of the series? Oh, okay. Bye.